his name is Socrates, which, as you know, is a philosopher. That's not very funny. It's his name, but he's funny. Please, warm round of applause for Socrates.
Did you go there for bed, Vienna? How y'all doing tonight? My name is Socrates. I am an American. Yeah, one day. Thanks, appreciate that. I keep getting hopeful that it's changed, going around the corner, but obviously not yet. So we'll do what we can. It's important to try to love yourself. That's what they tell you. You should be happy with who you are. You should love the body you have, etc. The guy who said that does not have a broken arm. I appreciate that too. Because I love my body. I just wish it was a bit healthier at the moment. Is my point. So I thought I'd try it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people ask questions. There's a lot of commonly asked questions. You get comedians. Not only what happened to the arm, but so they have the frequently asked questions for comedians, the FAQs, if you like, or also another way to pronounce it is the fuck yous. So one of the most common, fuck you is where's the line between, acceptable and offensive, And that's the comedian fuck you if there ever was. So, you ever looked at the FAQs? No? I thought I'd open with it, take a shot, you know what I mean? And that's an answer to one of the questions, are the fuck yous funny? No. But, you can do what you can do. But, so if you're wondering, my arm got broken a little while ago. I had to learn a Dutch word, one I didn't want to learn, but I had to. That word is aangereden, which unfortunately means ran into. And the sentence they taught me was, ik ben aangereden door een scooterklotser. Yeah, appreciate that. That's what they call that schadenfrieden there. Laughing at other people's pain. So yeah, I was riding my bike and I was on the fietspad, and I thought that did not have to be explained, but it turns out not all Dutch people understand. A fietspad is it's a bike path, and the basic rule is you don't drive cars on it. So you can understand my surprise when I looked up and saw the car driving on the fietspad, and then the scooter also on the fietspad. But he was so surprised by the car, he was looking at the car like this, which was unfortunate for me because I just came around the corner and then I saw the scooter. And I was going to say to both of them that this is a fietspad, neither one of you should be driving here. But what I said was, ah! And then there was a smash and a bang and a flying, and then that was cool because I was flying like an eagle. And that led to the crashing, smashing part, which sucked, and then the whole broken wing part. And yeah, I'll tell you real quick, if you ever need an ambulance, make sure you tell them they're going to pass out. If they ask you, are you going to pass out, don't say no. They told me to take a taxi. Let's just take a taxi. Said, I'm starting to pass out. We'll send an ambulance. So that's a tip. And so the ambulance shows up and they offer me fentanyl. Yeah, you say all doctors give paracetamol, brain cancer, paracetamol. Not me. Took one look at me and said, hey, how about some fentanyl? And I'm an American, so I know fentanyl's a short path to a heroin addiction, which I'm cool with. But I'm just kind of putting it off for now. I thought it was like another chapter of my life. And so I actually said no to the fentanyl. I literally did. And then my arm suggested I should say yes. And so I reconsidered. I didn't like the fentanyl. It didn't actually help. I got to the hospital. They gave me morphine. And I like my morphine. 5-star drug. They gave me more morphine because they asked me, do you want more? And I said, yes, I rather would like some more of the morphine. If it's included, there's a good cope. And so I'm taking Oxycontin ever since, so I've doing it just to sleep, in the mornings. And so far, that's working out so good, It's that first step of the addiction is the fun part, because, you're on drugs, and to find your stuff on stage going, woo! And I asked the doctor, because this is all they did for me. They just gave me this, no hips, no cast, no surgeries or whatever. So this is what they call conservative treatment. A nice way of saying that the Dutch are cheap. which is also true. Had I fallen at the crucifixion? Same thing. Wrap a vine around me, give me some opium, you know. That's about it. It comes good. This is what a doctor called a helas pindikas situation. Yeah, which isn't helpful. If you don't know what it means oh well, peanut butter. It's accurate, you know, but it's not actually helpful per se. We have people, you said some Dutchies, anybody dating a Dutch person here? Anyone? Anybody dating anybody? Another room of masturbators, my people. But the most confusing word in Dutch that applies in my situation, applies in almost every Dutch situation. And it's really hard to understand what that word means. You have to live it a few times. That word is, and you've heard it at least a few. It shows up. It's a word I actually hear myself saying at train stations now. Was that me? I don't really know. Because it's a confusing word, what the Dutch mean with it. Nobody really knows. But I mean, there's good times and bad. There's worse times to hear that word. You know, like one of the worst times to hear that word would be like, you know, after sex. How was that, huh? It's still better than hearing it before sex. Anticipation not doing good for you is all I'm saying. But, is that me? Okay. So I found that it's a weird place living here. Let me see if I get a last bit of something good here or not. But I think one of the weird things about living in the Netherlands, well, first of all, it's an odd country with the way their attitude is towards themselves. Because if you ask any American, greatest country in the world, they still say America, in spite of everything. And like the same thing with like you ask a Pakistani, he'll say Pakistan. Unless there's an Indian nearby, he'll correct him and tell him it's India. But you ask a Dutch person, best country in the world, they always go, I don't know. It's like, hello, the Netherlands? No. You think? The weather's so bad, the food. It's like, yeah, but that's the thing that makes this place great. It sucks out there. So we make this nice, you know? Have the greatest Dutch word, gezellig, you know? Which is what we do together. To have a gezellig evening, it's a warm, wonderful, cozy evening. But we all do it as a group, you know what I mean? We make this place gezellig together, you know? I mean, you go out with your friend on a boat, you know, it was a really great time. It was gezellig. Well, what'd you do last night? I stayed home and masturbated. It can be fun, you know, but it's not exactly gezellig, you know? Unless you do it in a big group. That can be gezellig, you know, so. I'm not suggesting what we should all do later, but, you know, I'm just throwing it out there as a group of masturbators. Let's get together. Anyway, my name is Socrates. You guys are fun. See you soon.
One more time for the crippled Greek.